Yeah, real briefly, we'll talk about Kill Tony. I thought they did a very good job. You haven't watched it yet, you said.
Not yet. No.
I thought they did a very good job at basically keeping it the same show it's always been. So it was Joe Rogan and Elon Musk were the guests, and let's hear a little of Elon Musk on the program.
I present to you tonight's guests, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Oh my God.
So cool. So cool. Netflix. So cool. So excited. Really. Comedy's back, you know? They're trying to make it illegal. So uncool. I'm like really uncomfortable with my own skin, so like I'm moving that a lot. I apologize.
And SNL has Mike Myers playing this guy.
I know.
What's wrong with these people? Kyle Dunnigan, I thought when I saw him come out like this, I was like, oh fuck, Kyle Dunnigan just is about to steal the show. And it wasn't really that, which we'll talk about, but let's hear a little more of his Elon.
My best friend Joe Rogan. He thinks I'm so funny though. Really. You watch the show.
I thought it was such a great Elon because like I don't think anyone's really figured out how to do Elon yet. Like I said, the Mike Myers one was abominable, you know?
Yeah.
So like Kyle Dunnigan did a great job of like making fun of Elon in a way that was actually funny and it just wasn't jamming politics down your throat. And then they had Gillis come out as Trump and he was on for most of the episode. Adam Ray at one point came out as Biden. So I was a little like, I hope it's not, hey, Trump and Biden. Remember how he did that? You know what I mean?
Biden's gone. Pick someone else to be Biden.
Yeah, I honestly wish they just let Kyle Dunnigan as Elon. Have Shane be the guest if you want. Even I would say like stay away from the Trump Biden stuff because they already did it so well. But I think maybe for the first one on Netflix, they were like, let's just rub the belly of the people that don't know us that well. You know,
you could also have had Shane up there as Trump, and then Kyle just sucking up to him like left and right
as Elon. Yeah, there was one point I think Shane said something and Kyle was rubbing his leg, which was very funny.
That's what I mean. That's funny.
Yeah, but he did a very good. But then they only had him on for half the episode as Elon because he went and did a minute of stand up as RFK Jr., which was also pretty good.
Was Rogan out there for that?
So Rogan was out there the whole time, and
he's truly atrocious on that show.
It's crazy what Rogan does on that show. And this is not the first time I've seen Rogan on there. They also put out somewhat recently. I don't usually watch the Arena episodes because I just don't. I think it's a different show than the ones at the mothership. But I happened to watch one with Rogan on.
I watched one, and it was when Dice did stand up at MSG for the first time in like 25 years.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
I had to see that.
But so Rogan was on one of the Arena episodes, and I'll push back on what you said in this way. To say he's atrocious is not correct because he doesn't speak. It's crazy. He doesn't talk. They literally had him on there just to say Joe Rogan was on this episode.
It's tough to compete with like Shane as Trump.
Yes. But it wasn't the competition. Again, I can't think of the right vocabulary. You can't call it a competition. Rogan didn't make any attempts.
All right. I didn't want to say it out loud. What it is, though, is he's just blown away by the comedy assassins, the murderers that are on that stage.
So I watched it with the skirt, and she said, you can tell Rogan just loves Shane because he looks at him like a...
Yeah, he always just lovingly staring at him.
Yeah, like a girlfriend or a proud father or something.
As long as he just doesn't say, I'll just go on Joe Rogan and I'll be fine. Joe will love him. Like,
yeah.
He avoids that sentence.
But yeah, I thought they did a very good job of like keeping it basically a regular Kill Tony. But that was the one thing I would say is like Segura went up also like halfway through when they switched out Kyle Dunnigan.
Mm-hmm.
So Segura comes on, and now it's just Shane's duty to carry the show because now you got two guys that aren't talking.
Are they like just afraid to criticize? At least when Burr, hey guys, get your recorders ready. Here's when Burr was great. He went on the show and he's like, "Why are we doing this to these people?" He just outwardly said why he was uncomfortable. He didn't just sit there quietly.
Yeah, I guess don't do the show then. I do know.
Right.
Maybe it's tough to interject when you have Tony going off and you have Shane as Trump. Maybe you just don't want to interrupt. But I would think Segura and Rogan are two guys that are confident enough to chime in here and there. It was wild how
maybe
little
not
they
Rogan. Maybe not Rogan, but I feel like that would be right up Segura's alley.
There was a point where one of the bucket pulls said something like, I wish I could remember the segue because it would give it more context. But he was like, right? Do you have anything to say about this, Rogan? And Joe goes, no. It was weird. Like, I can't even criticize Rogan's performance on it. It was just like because he didn't do anything.
Josie in the chat says, "Did Segura match Rogan again?" What does that mean?
Did they wear the same clothes? Maybe I don't know. But they did. As far as words said, maybe.
Yeah,
Segura might have talked a little more, but not much.
That was a fantastic Elon impression.
It was I said when he came out like that, I was like, oh fuck, Kyle Dunnigan's about to blow up because I think he's going to steal this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really that, and like I said, maybe it's hard to chime in at times because like even Elon wasn't once Shane came out, it was maybe hard to get a word in.
Yeah.
But because now you have I guess three guys up there, but but yeah, I thought Dunnigan's Elon was great, so I wanted to give him some recognition for that. And like I said, the episode was very good. I'd be curious to see what they do in future episodes because maybe this is just a pat on the head to the people that don't know the show that well, and they're like, "Hey, see, we got Trump and Biden. Remember how we did that?" But I would like. It's funny to give Tony my advice. I think he's doing all right for himself. But I would have thought stay away from the Trump Biden altogether, just to give people a totally different feel.
Call Tony exactly what you want to call him, Mike.
He's a bum. He's a no good bum. That guy.
I still enjoy that you said that. You're like, oh fuck.
It was an accident. Instagram makes it too easy to just send before you're ready.
I know. But if they put like "Are you sure you want to send this?" feature, you'd be like, why does it keep asking?
No, not that. If you go down a line, like if you hit enter,
it sends.
It sends.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to separate my thoughts,
Chef Lou says Tony is a bum.
No, I disagree.
He's the one that really put your feet to the fire on that one.
But he did a very good job. There was no like, oh, this is a Netflix episode. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like once you're watching it, just felt like any other episode, which I think is a smart move by them. And it was good to keep it in the mothership rather than do it as like an arena or something different,
This is one of those cases where I think the pendulum, everyone's like, oh, the pendulum's going to swing back. I think it swung back.
We're back, baby. We're good.
Back. I mean, Joe Rogan's out there saying retard coming back is one of the most cultural victories of all time.
Oh, yes, he sure did.
He got in trouble, I guess.
Oh, he did?
So I saw the New York Post wrote a story that people are coming after him for it. But here's why here's why the pendulum's back. That's the only place I saw it.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. They're just trying to make something out of nothing, I think.
But Kyle Dunnigan does that one or two more times. There's probably a great chance that Elon Musk actually does the show with him as Elon Musk.
And Elon? Yeah.
Which would be crazy.
It would be a fun move.
It would be.
Yeah.
Got to see it. Need it.
Elon, and Bill Burr would be a fun episode.
That'd be great. Why am I here?
What am I fucking doing here, Tony?
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Krager's did it.